What's the strangest conversation that you've ever overheard? On a plane, sitting near a traveling baseball team of boys about 14, 16ish. No dude, you don't understand. He's like the best chinchilla breeder in the country. Not necessarily overheard, but when I was younger, I had neighbors that would sit in their car in their driveway with a car on for hours. They lived in their house alone, so it's not like they had kids or family to escape from. My mom eventually asked why they sat and talked in their car for hours and hours. The lady said, "So our dog can't hear us." Okay. Honestly, I think she had some sort of dementia and her husband just went along with it. It was in the bus. There were two guys. One of them had birthday that day. Their conversation was something like, "Dude, you're 35. What do you want to do in life?" "Well, I'm still at the university." "I don't know, bro. That's your 7th major. You need help." I'm still laughing about it. I wonder how much debt he must be in from that university addiction. That's dangerous stuff. My fiance and I were kayaking, and a group of about 5 people ahead of us were talking. One man loudly says, "I can't keep her out of the toilet. She brushes her teeth with toilet water." A woman then said, "What? You brush your teeth with toilet water?" And the accused woman responded with, "Yeah it," and I couldn't make out what else she said. My fiance looked at me and asked if he had heard all of that correctly, and I confirmed that he had. This was this past summer and I think about it all the time. Yeah, it doesn't kill you, so it makes you stronger. Edit. To clarify, EU. In a hotel bar, guy 1 says, "How do we sell more caskets?" Guy 2 responds, "Hope for a plane crash." I worked as an Uber driver for a while and picked up a passenger who was speaking Italian loudly into his phone. Little did he know, I studied in Florence for 4 years, so I understood most of what he was saying. At one point he uttered in a hushed tone, "I don't know what to do. The spoon is still stuck in my ass." He fell on it, of course. Walking through a market that is known to sell Santeria and witchcraft stuff, I overheard an old man asking someone to put a curse on someone who took his car by tricking him into signing some papers. Being tricked one time wasn't enough for him. In the parking lot of a grocery store I worked at, kid saw a car with dealer tags on it. Kid, "Why doesn't daddy have tags that say dealer?" Mom, "Cause he sells drugs not cars," assuming he a pharmacist. After school I was sitting under a tree reading, and these 2 little 3rd grader boys were chatting right next to me. I didn't register what they were talking about until I heard watery poo, and it went in my mouth. His friend then said, "Wow, I wish that happened to me." And I had to put my book down and stare at them. They looked so excited, and I'm still confused about why poo in your mouth would excite them so much. Username does not check out, or does it? Working maintenance in a hospital. Shared an elevator with a new grandmother on her way out of the birthing wing and overheard her part of a cell phone call. "She's doing fine. Had a little boy. Baby's good. She's going to name him a Junior when she figures out who the father is." The new thing, not a gender reveal party, a father reveal party. It was back in my high school art class while we were working with clay. Overheard some kids at another table asking each other if they would eat clay in a survival situation. Then they had an hour-long discussion on the nutritional value of clay and if it was even edible, which then led into a discussion on the nutritional value of other art materials. Not gonna lie, they were making some interesting points. Hard not to overhear, as it was 2 neighbors, a married couple we hadn't met yet, yelling at each other in the front yard of the house they were renting. Most of it was incomprehensible until my wife and I both heard, clear as day, "Wife, you went down on my mom." Husband, "I don't ferment you complaining when I showed you how much she paid me." That was when my wife and I decided to go inside so they couldn't hear us laughing. Edit. Phone auto-corrected, "Remember to ferment." I don't remember you complaining. Was at the library studying. Heard a guy on the phone with his significant other say, "Yeah baby, I still love Sharknado." Almost apologetically too, like she was accusing him otherwise. Plot twist, Sharknado is their kid. In my ceramics class a few weeks ago, a few kids were talking about what happens to a single child when the parents divorce. They mentioned splitting the child, like in half, and got the whole class's attention right fast, teacher included. The next Solomon. Probably not the weirdest conversation I've heard, but this question brought back a weird memory. Sophomore year of high school, a pair of girls were arguing in front of me. One of them was trying to convince the other that she should break up with her boyfriend, since she deserved better. Since they were right in front of me and were making no effort to be quiet or subtle, I heard the whole thing. Well, they realized that I was unintentionally following the conversation, turned around towards me and asked my opinion as a third party. Kindly like and subscribe. Love you guys. Have a nice day.